Matthew, Matthew 6 and 33 in the NLT. Seek the kingdom of the Most High above all else, and live righteously, and He will give you everything you need. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and safety to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, to the hopeful elect out there, true believers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is the brother Hadabia. We're back at you with another one. And this is where our us hopeful elect, you know, our mind is it's fixed on the kingdom, and not on the things of this world, and setting up a forever here in Esau's under Esau's rulership. And the reason the thing that inspired this lesson was I was at work, just conversating with a coworker, and he asked me how much longer I seen myself doing this job, and that, and yeah, and what would I potentially go into, what other field would I go into. And my response to him was, you know I told him, hopefully in the next 2 years, I just threw out like a time period. I said hopefully in the next year or two, the world will come to an end. And he kind of gave me this look like what the fuck? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, yo, I was like, I fucking, like, I hate this place, you know? And I'm like, I fucking, and I don't like people. I can't stand people, because, we all, the wickedness that is, polluting this earth, the things that, we have to see, it's vexed, it vexes our spirit, you know? The pride of these people, all these alphabet people, and just you know just weird two-thirds, and the rest of the other nations, you know can't stand, can't stand, So and he just looked at me and was like, it was like, yo, you're very dark, something's wrong with you. Like like, he said it in a joking way, but whether he meant it or not, that's exactly, you know, how we are. They call us, the prophets of doom, because when we're prophesying, through our videos, or on the highways and hedges, we're warning the people about, the downfall of this place, and the sorrows and the woes and the destruction that is going to come. And we're trying to warn Israel to to repent and follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but they don't want to listen. So the point is, we're not looking, we don't have the hopeful elect. We don't have like a 5 year, 10 year, 20-year plan, you know, in terms of how we, see ourselves. And that's why, that's why it's we're to worry about just the day. You know, that's why we're so thankful. You know that that we have jobs, and that that Yahweh Bashem Shai provides for us on a daily basis. And that's all we're worried about. We're not worried about tomorrow. We're not worried about 5, 10 years down the line, because we want to see the downfall of this wicked kingdom. We're waiting and hasting for Yahweh Shai to come back and deliver us out of here. So that's where our mind state is at. And you know people people won't get that. People won't understand that. They see it, they look at it as very dark, and what's another word, like real. They almost think it's sinister, sinister, like to just want you know things to end. And another thing he also said to me was, he's like, like, what about your child? You know, he's like, what about your son? You're saying you want the world to end, and you want things to come to an end. So like, what about your child? And my response to him was like, whatever happens, he'll be back. You know, he's gonna be back. And that's what people don't understand. They don't people don't understand reincarnation. People don't understand that the spirit never dies. People don't understand that the way things are being run now, it's not going to be forever. This Yahweh Shai um is going to set up this place. He's going to set up heaven here on earth, and it's going to be a righteous way of living and of doing things. So and that's the spirit, in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, is on us to be in that mind state where we know that we could lose everything. We know we could lose our children. We pray and we hope that that the Lord will have mercy upon them, deliver them, because no one wants to see their child go through go through harsh trouble, especially when you think of Jacob's trouble. But we understand that whatever we lose on this side, it's going to be given back to us uh, in the kingdom. So yeah, that just that just inspired me to to bring out some precepts in terms of the kingdom, and and kind of what's to come. So my next precept is 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing that all these things are shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So that's what we see. The day of the Lord. The Lord Yahweh Shai. He's coming back. He's coming back to judge this place, and to cleanse it of all its wickedness. And verse 12, looking and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, where the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Yeah, so that's what we're looking towards. That's where our mind is at. We're we're thinking about when Yahweh Shai returns. We're thinking about the way things are going to be done righteously. We don't, you know, we don't care about, you know, the way shit is now. We hate it. You know, people All people, people love working. People love this world. People, as much as people say, they hate going to work and all this other shit. People like the way things are. That's all they see. They don't have that vision. We have that vision. Us with the hope for life. To not have to get up and go to work. To not have to, you know, be in pain. To not have to see our not having to, worry about, losing your children or close loved ones. Because in the kingdom, all all the ones of Israel, are going to be safe, you know, and going to really be at peace. Verse 13, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's what we're looking towards. We're not looking towards, having things set up here, you know, passing things, generation down after generation. We, we're, praying that the Lord, returns, very soon, and set up, His righteous kingdom where we're truly gonna be at peace, be made perfect. That's the mind state, of you know of the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and also the women, because there are women out there that believe in this truth as well, and that's where our focus is at. That's why we don't care about 5, 10 years down the line. We pray and hope that it doesn't come to that. You know? That's what I said. It's gonna come like a thief in the night because people are not gonna be expecting it. People are gonna be so caught up with the way things are that this is all they see. It's always gonna be like this. And then when are least paying attention, then Yahushua is gonna come back. Then yeah, shut up my headphones. And I disconnected and reconnected. Lord willing, it's still recording. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So this is everything about this place is polluted, and that's why we're thinking about the kingdom. That's why we're thinking about the Yahushua setting up things in righteousness, because everything here is tainted. It's no good. Esau Esau has fucked this place up from top to bottom, and you know, that's why it needs to be set, you know, right side up. So that's why we're not to get too attached to the things of this world, because our rest is not now. And you see all these other Israelite groups, trying to set up communities and set things up here, in a righteous format. But now's not the time for that. Now's not the time for it. First of all, when Howard Shai comes back, he's gonna lead, you know, he's gonna lead that in the sense of setting things up in order and having things right. We're not to do that. All we're to do is to prophesy and spread the word of Yahweh Shem Shai, and wait for him, wait for him to come. Have, have faith and believe. You know, we're not to get too attached to the way things are now. This is Psalm 6. I'm just gonna quickly go through it. This is Psalm 6, starting at verse 1. O Yahweh Bashem El Shai, rebuke me not in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have my soul, sorry, verse 2. Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh Bashem El Shai, for I am weak, O Lord. Heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul, my soul is also sore vexed, but thou, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, how long? Our bodies are vexed, our souls are, daily, you know, daily we're crying out to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, like, you know, hurry, hurry, Lord, get us out of here, save us, you know. Things are just, things are waxing worse. The wickedness of this place is rising every single day. We hate it here. The things that our body has to go through, things that we're witnessing. We want our shy to return so bad. For in death there is no remembrance of thee in the grave, who shall give thee thanks. I am wearying with my groaning all the night. Make I make my make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with tears. 'Cause, we're just crying out to Yahweh Shemi Shai, like, just, how long must we suffer? Because we're living in captivity right now. Mine eyes is consumed because of grief. It is waxed old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity. For the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, has heard the voice of my weeping. So the Lord hears our sighing and crying. He hears us, and he hears the ones that truly love him, and that truly believe, and fear him. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai has heard my supplication. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai will receive my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and sore vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly. So people, these people are going to, once they see, because we're telling Israel, Yahushua is gonna crack those clouds. He's gonna come on those chariots. He's gonna judge the people. He's gonna put, you know, the Esau, under Esau's gonna be, under us, and they're gonna be slaves. People hear all these things, and they're not believing it. They think it's fantasy. They think we're crazy. I think we're crazy to even want this place to end. Why wouldn't you want this place to end? Don't, why? Look at it. How can people be so comfortable to live under so much wickedness? You know, people out here killing people, for the dumbest shit. People are out here changing, what they were born to be. The stuff that they're pushing on our young ones. It's vexing. You know, it's vexing when I hear the shit that my son is learning in school and the stuff that they're pushing and all the shit that entertainment pushes. So we fucking hate it here. We can't stand it. We can't stand to look at your people, with all your pride, thinking you know everything, trying to change everything. That's why. That's why when they look at us, they think we're crazy because we fucking hate it here. Because we're warning Israel that Esau's gonna try to chip you. He's gonna come with his laws. He's gonna force it up. He's gonna force it. He's gonna make it mandatory throughout the whole world. But people think we're crazy. This is Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and evil and of pestilence. So that's what the men of the Lord were doing back then. Best believe that's what the men of the Lord are doing now. The men of the Lord are not out here saying how nice this place is, how much we love it here, how great it is being run. No, they're telling you that it's fucking shit. It's garbage. Everything's polluted. Everything has been corrupted and changed. But you don't want to hear it. We're telling you that war is going to come. Pestilence. Look at all these fucking blackouts that are happening over there in Europe. What happens when these things start to happen over here in the West, in North America? Then people are going to really want to be paying attention. Then people are going to want to hear what the prophets were saying. Verse 9, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has truly sent him. So, once Jake out here sees these things happening, once they see that chip on their mainstream news, once they see the martial law, once they've seen these earthquakes happening in places that have never happened before, these plagues, then they're gonna wanna, pay attention to what we're saying. Then they're gonna want to change. Then they're gonna want to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Then they're gonna want to put off their wicked way. But now's the time to do it. You know, don't wait till things are bad to wanna change your life. Don't wait till like these people when they're on their deathbed. When they're on their deathbed, then they're crying out, "Oh Lord, forgive me." Like these wacky tacky Christians will say, "Lord, come into my heart. I believe." No, now's that time. This is Isaiah 65 and 17. You see the heading, new heavens and a new earth. Because that when we're prophesying the downfall of this place, but like I opened up with, this is what we're seeking. This is what we're looking towards. Is this new heaven and this new earth where righteousness is going to dwell. So this is Isaiah 65 and 17. For behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come to mind. Yeah? We're not gonna want to remember this. Obviously we're gonna remember it, you know, but we're not gonna miss this. We're not gonna miss being under captivity, you know. We're not gonna miss all this garbage food that we eat, you know, all this GMO shit. We ain't gonna miss it. Verse 18, but be glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem, a rejoicing, and her people, a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem in the joy of my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. I mean, no more, right now, like I was reading earlier, not right now, our spirits are weeping, they're crying out to the Lord, we're crying out for repentance, we're crying out for this place to be done away with. But at this time, when the Lord sets up His kingdom, there's going to be no more crying. There's going to be no need to ever be sad. Like that's what that's just I'm just thinking. You know, everything's going to be so perfect. We're going to be made perfect. You know, you know what is there going to be? What is there to be sad about? and cry about when everything is gonna be made perfect, when we're gonna be made perfect. This is what we look towards. You know, this is you know, this is the eternal plan that we're looking towards. You know, not the 5, 10 plan here right now. There shall be no more thence an infant of old days, nor old man that has not filled his days. For a child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. So our children are going to live forever. They're not going to have to go, and hear what these physicians have to say, what's good and what's bad for them. You know, our children are going to eat and grow up good and in righteousness. And those of us that have children, this it's hard. You see what they have to go through now, and to just know that our seeds, you know, are going to be good. Oh, they're going to be good forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. That is truly beautiful. You know, me personally, like that's what you know. That's what emotions. You know, because we love we love our children, and we care for them. We get so worried, and that's why we send so we're just gotta send prayers up every day for the Lord to have mercy upon them, to guide them and protect them, especially those of us who have children under the age of 12, because we know they're under us, me, and then for the ones of us who are have children who are old and who are grown, but they may not be in this truth, you know, just to think that just everything is just perfect, and they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. So yeah, uh, uh, you know, f- for me, I build homes, building other people's home, and I never and can't even afford to live in these big ass skyscrapers. Then in the kingdom, we're gonna build and plant and then be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of the tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth the trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like a bullock, and the dust shall be as a serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So even the animals are going to be at peace. Everything, everything is going to be perfect. It says Revelation 20:4, and the Most High shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Yeah, so everything's going to be perfect. No more sorrows, for Israel. We're gonna be good. These other nations, they're fuck them. They're gonna still have to go through it. But for Jake, you know, starting off with the elect, you know, it's gonna be made perfect. So that's what we look towards. Don't give a fuck about now. I don't care about how shit is now and trying to set up some big ass plan. Our vision, is the kingdom. So like to close out, we give an all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and safety to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, you found this edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.